So I finished installing the air conditioning system a couple months ago, and I've been driving the truck almost daily since then. I drove it from Los Angeles to Yosemite National Park, and I was using the air conditioning the whole way there and back. I had no problems with it. So I wanted to make a little video that just showed an overview of what I did to install it. And my dryer receiver is right here. I attached this dryer receiver right to the bolt on this body part right here. So if you look down here, I know this foam looks bad, but I'm gonna eventually sand it down and paint it so you can't see it, but this is what seals the air in. Now it's very important that you have to have a complete seal in between this and your radiator, because my radiator is gonna go right here. So this is what I had to do here. I made a custom made bracket out of just stuff I found at the hardware store to hold the fan on the front. All those, I had to make all that bracket, and then that presented to be here. Now the air gaps, I got some weather stripping from the junkyard. I put that on here, here, and here, and then I filled in the rest of the gaps with this great stuff. That's what it's called, great stuff. So that's what I'm going to do to keep the air from leaking between my radiator and the condenser. All right, so now I've got my radiator on. I already got this one fitting on. It's coming from the evaporator. So now I gotta just plug this one in. That goes to my unit inside, and we should be good to go. This is how I set up my hoses. This hose and this hose here are for my heater, and this hose and this hose here are for the air conditioning. So what I did is I had to use some holes that were already existing here. I just had to use a drill to make them a little bit bigger to be able to get the hoses through, and I insulated them so I wouldn't get any air coming in through there. For the electrical, the AC unit has a wiring harness that hooks up here to this relay. Now what this relay does is when you turn on your air conditioning, it sends voltage to the fan that goes in front of the condenser, and it sends voltage to the AC pump, which makes it apply. What doesn't come in the Cold Masters kit is a bracket to hold up the AC pump. So what I did is I ordered this bracket right here that holds my AC pump and my alternator. So let me show you how I set up my belt. So my AC pump belt, I use the front groove here. That goes down to my power steering pump. That wraps around the rear groove of my harmonic balancer and goes back up to the AC pump. Now, for my alternator, I use the front groove of the water pump. It goes to the front groove of the harmonic balancer and back to the alternator. So it was very difficult to find these belts. It took a lot of time, and I pissed off a couple of parts guys coming and going, getting different sizes. But the best way that I found to get the right size is to take a piece of string and wrap them around your pulleys and then measure the string. Even then, I still had to take a couple parts back, return them to get the right ones, but I eventually ended up finding the right ones. So a little bit of trouble that I did run into was with my thermostat housing. The one that I had before, it was just offset to the left, and that would have gone in the way of my my alternator setup, because I had to change the alternator setup. So what I did was I got this spacer here, and I'll include the part number in the description, both of these, and so that I can put the spacer that lifts it up a little bit, and this spout that goes straight up, so it would be able to clear my new bracket setup. And I was able to put my two sensors in here. One of them is for my cooling fan, and the other one is for the temperature gauge.